Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Sound. Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay. Hi, Naveshri. Good morning. Okay. Okay. Hi, Nellai Shruti Reddy. Great. So, I'm Arpita. Okay. Hi, Lamari. Very good afternoon. Good. So, fine. So, I'm Arpita and I'm today here to start a new chapter. Okay. It's very interesting chapter. Let's start this. So, the chapter name is Human Reproduction. How many of you are familiar with the chapter, know something at least about this chapter? I want answers from you. Are you all excited for the class? If so, please tell in the chat, then I'll be very happy to start the class. Not excited? Uh, Fine. Let's start the today's class. Okay. So the name of the chapter is Human Reproduction, and we are going to learn many things in this chapter. So starting from the gametogenesis, okay, how the gametes are formed. So and then how the insemination takes place, how the sperm goes inside the female reproductive tract, and then where the fertilization takes place, right? And how the implantation takes place and what is the gestation period and how it happens. So all these are the procedures, okay, in this human reproduction. Human reproduction does not happen in this very short note, okay. It takes time and there is so many procedure in it, okay. We shall discuss one by one in this today's class. Fine. Are you all ready? Are you all excited for the class? Fine. As it's a crash course, I am going to go little fast. We'll have to cover all the topics in this class, and then we'll discuss some of the questions. Okay? Yes. Okay, Naveshri. I'm happy that if I get the responses. Okay. Great. So let's start with the human reproductive system. Where let's start with the male reproductive system. Okay. Okay, if I ask you small questions in between, I want you to answer quickly so that we can move ahead. Okay. So the male reproductive system. Yeah. So if I come to male reproductive system, majorly there are sex organ. The major sex organ is the testes, right? So the testis is the primary sex organ. Okay, where two testes are present, it always occurs in the pair. Okay, so inside the testes where the sperms are formed, right? That we know. So sperm is the gamete, and the gamete which is present in the primary sex organ, that is testis, right? So fine, one is done. Second is the accessory ducts. You know, right? Ducts means the canals from which the sperms passes through, right? It's like a canal. So if there is a channel in your home nearby anywhere, all the waste which goes through one canal, right? Which passes through one canal. So here also the sperms are produced, and the produced sperms has to go through a channel, right? So that's what we call it as a accessory ducts. And it travels through a rate testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, and ejaculatory duct. This flow you have to remember very nicely because in most of the NEET exams and the KCT exams or whichever I seen, they'll ask in this the order of this accessory ducts. They will do ulta of this, and then they will give vas afferentia or vas deferens ulta, and then they'll replace some of it, and they'll give in a correct order. Okay, that you have to remember. So I'll tell you here. It starts from this. So this is what the test is, right? I'm just zooming this picture. So we know that this is the testis. So from the testis, okay, the rate testis are going to form. Here is the rate testis, and then which goes to a vasa efferentia, which goes to a epididymis, and through which goes to a vas. difference. Okay, so this is how the sperm travels. That's what we call it as a duct. Okay, so then the third one is accessory glands. Why do you think the accessory glands are required? Can anybody say? Okay, we understood that ducts are required to channel, right? So the sperms can travel through. So why are glands required? Just think of it. Anybody? There are majorly three glands. Okay, one is prostate gland, second is seminal vesicle, third is bulbourethral gland, which is also called as a corpus gland. Okay, don't confuse between these. Only three glands. Bulbourethral itself is called as a corpus gland. Okay, so these three glands are here only. Okay, you can observe this diagram. These three glands are combined here, and all the three glands combine together to form this seminal plasma. Okay, so the sperms are produced where? The sperms are produced in the testes. Okay, to add fructose and calcium and some enzymes, ma'am. Very good, Nelly. So that's what the glands are present to produce the seminal plasma also and to produce some of the enzymes, okay, which helps for the sperms to move. See, for example, sperms are there. Okay, sperm is there, but it is unable to move, right? So it should require some medium for the movement, for the smooth movement. So that smooth movement is given by this gland in the name of seminal plasma. Okay, so seminal plasma and the sperm togetherly to constitute to form a semen. Okay, semen can easily pass through and go. That's how it is. Okay. Great. The last one is the external genitalia, which we can observe from the externally, which is not present inside the body, which is present just outside the body. Okay. So that is what we call it as a penis. Okay. So this is what also called as a copulatory organ because externally it only this penis only copulates with the vagina of the female and then the sperms moves. Okay. Inside the female tract. That's how it is. So I think we all get to know about the male reproductive system now. In very short, it is one more thing which is not mentioned here, and I wanted to tell that do you know about the scrotum? If you know, if anybody know why this is helpful, you can tell me the answer now. Why the scrotum is necessary? Please don't ask me, ma'am, why scrotum is there. Okay, see, there are. I told you two testes are there, right? Nelly, protection of testes. Okay, very good. One more answer. What is that? To maintain the low temperature. Very good, very good. I think you have already done the revision part. Good, I'm happy. So the testes, okay, which are covered in the scrotum. Okay, so which protects the testes. Very good. And also which gives a optimum temperature. What is the optimum temperature? Can anybody tell? It is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lesser than our body temperature. Okay. See, if the testis is present inside the body, how other organs are very good, Raju. So how the other organs are getting the temperature, same temperature it will also get, right? So it needs a little less temperature than our body temperature. So that's why the scrotum is there, which gives the protection also, which maintains the temperature also. Okay, so that's what about the overview of a male reproductive system. Are you all okay with this? You all understood? Shall we go for the next? That is female reproductive system. Just give me a thumbs up. Yes, ma'am. Very good. Chalo. So let's go to the second one. Okay, that is the female reproductive system. Okay, Deepu, great. So the female reproductive system here also the sex organ. Okay, can you recall in male what is the sex organ that we gone through? What was the sex organ? You want me to scroll the screen again, or I want to answer from you? Very good. Testis. So, the testis is the primary sex organ in the male, as well as ovaries are the primary sex organs in the female. Okay. There are also two ovaries. Okay. Here also two ovaries. The testes were also two. So, both of them are in pairs. Okay. So one is done. Second, here also ducts are there through which the ovaries has to move, right? So, so accessory ducts. In the ducts where you come across the fallopian tube, okay? See, for example, the testes was there. In the testes, it was producing sperm, right? Same, the ovaries are there, which produces ova or egg. Got it? So, yeah, that egg is being produced. That egg has to pass through now from here and from here. Okay. Remember, both the eggs will not get mature at one time only. 1 month, this egg will release. Second month, this egg will release. And it will take rest. Okay. And again, this third month, this one. Fourth month, this one. It's alternative. Okay. Fine. So I told you already why the ducts are there because it's a channel to go. So ovaries are already formed. Ova is already formed. Ova is formed inside the ovary. So that egg or ova, whatever you say, both are same. That is formed. That goes through a fallopian tube. In the fallopian tube, we come across three parts: infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. Infundibulum is a finger-like structure. Okay. See, here, for example, uh, see, here it is a ova, okay, or a egg. The infundibulum is like this. It will just catch it, okay. It will just catch it and it will take the egg in it. So it's a finger-like structure. Remember that the name is infundibulum. And the egg which pass to again ampulla, okay, and which pass to a isthmus. Just think this is my hand and this is like my fallopian tube. This is infundibulum. I'll catch the egg and then here it goes, it's an ampulla, and again it will go to the isthmus. Understood? Like this, there are two sides for the fallopian tube. So that's how it is. And then we'll go for the uterus. So in uterus, it's the whole part comes. This the whole part, middle part is uterus. So in which we come across fundus. So just remember this word in all the MC, in most of the MCQs it comes fundus. If it suddenly comes, we'll not get to know from where it came, right? So it's a fundus. This external upper part, the flap of a layer. So that's what we call it as a fundus. Okay. Next is a body, whole this body, and then the cervix. The end part is a cervix. Okay, the uterus in which three parts are there. Done. Then again, just like a male, it is also having a external genitalia. External genitalia means which externally seen, which is not present inside the body. So, which I already said. So, from the external genitalia, you can come across the mons pubis. This is what called as a pubis. On this only you can see pubis hair, pubic hair, you will say, right? That is the flap of a skin. Okay. So, and one is mons pubis, labia majora. Labia majora and the labia minora. Okay. Majora is a bigger one, minora is a smaller one. See, labia majora is a thicker skin flap, thick skin flap which is covered from the external. Minora is a thin flower, skin which is covered internally. That's it. There is no confusion. Majora is from the outside, very thick. Minora from the inside, it's very thin. Cool. And then the hymen. Hymen is the covering of a vagina. See, vagina is the outlet of this. Hymen which covers the vagina nicely. Okay, hymen may tear. Okay, may tear sometimes also due to some activities also. Okay, due to some horse riding or a full jumping and all the running from exercise also it happen. Okay, not only through sex. So that is what the hymen. And the last one is a clitoris. That is the small, like a peep like structure is there, which is just in front of the vagina. That is clitoris. So this is about the female reproductive system. Is everybody understood in the class? I want a response. Any doubts in this? Again, I'll repeat once. In female reproductive system, No, ma'am, no doubt. Very good, Deepu. One is, okay, the sex organ. The primary sex organ is the ovary, which produces ova. Okay, and then the fallopian tube, I told, that is the duct, and the uterus. Okay, and then the in that only vagina is also there, right? And then the external genitalia, externally, whatever it is, see. Understood? Okay. So again, they have given the ovaries are the primary sex organ that we already know. The primary sex organ ovaries will also produce some of the estrogen and progesterone hormones. Remember this. Which produces ovum that we already know, which also produces estrogen and progesterone. Okay, remember. Shall we move next? Are you all okay with this? Are you all there? Are you all listening? I want replies now. Yes, very good. Yes, ma'am. Good, good. Fine. So, see, for example, if we also studied, okay, Shreya, thank you. We studied, see, from the male perspective also, from the female perspective also, we have seen the sex organs and all the things from external genitalia. But when it comes to female, okay, along with that external genitalia, the secondary sexual character, when we have to say, we also include this as a secondary sexual character. Why? Why, ma'am, male and female are different? Why it is like this? It's because after delivery of a baby, okay, this is required, right? All the mothers need to feed for the baby, right? Milk. So that also comes under the sexual character. Okay, secondary sexual character. Remember. So now the question arises here in this, like they will ask the sequence. They will just do like changes in that sequence, and they'll give you as a four options. You have to choose that sequence of a milk conduction in the mammary gland, how the milk is conducted from where to where. That's what you have to remember. First, you remember alveoli. See, the big structures are there now, this alveoli. Okay, this is, you can see, right? Huh. So this is what the big structures, we call it as alveoli. Alveoli which comes through tubes. Okay. So that's why next is tubules. And all the tubules comes and forms a duct in their own. That is what we call it as a duct. All the ducts comes and make it one. That is ampulla. Okay. Through the last part, we call it as a lactiferous duct through which the milk is being sucked. Understood? I'll tell you once again. Alveoli, you have to remember first one. And then remember the tubule. And then remember the duct. And then remember the ampulla. And then the last one is lactiferous duct. Okay, through which the milk is sucked. So this is the sequence that you really need to uh, memorize or understand. Okay, this is very important. Understood? Shall I go for the next? Shall I go? You guys understood? Okay, so here we complete the sexual characters. Okay, that is the male and the female. Very good. Now, Vashri, yes, ma'am. Okay, hmm. Fine. Let's go for the next. That is the gametogenesis. How the gametes are being formed. Okay, the process of formation of gamete is called as a gametogenesis. See, one thing you can remember in biology, whatever the difficult words it may be, little bit coordination will be there with the meaning of it. Okay, if you understand the meaning a little bit, you can really say what is the meaning. Okay, Shreya, good. So the gametogenesis is the formation of a gametes. Cool. Let's see spermatogenesis. Can you say now what is spermatogenesis? I told you what is gametogenesis. I want answer for a spermatogenesis. Genesis means you know. Genesis means formation. Sperm means you know. We can easily say the formation of a sperm. That's it. Okay. Formation of a sperm. Very good, Simran. Good. Fine. How this formation of a now can produce of sperm? Very good. How the formation of a sperm taking place? Deepu, very good. I'm getting a good answers. I'm happy. Hmm. See, it starts from the spermatogonia. Now the question arises, Raju. Okay, good, Raju. Now the question arises from where the sperms are formed, right? We already know the answer. That in the previous, there are a pair of testes. We know there is the sperm producers. We know only this much, but we don't know what is there and how it is actually produced. So this is the process. So spermatogonia are the cells. Okay, these cells which are present inside the testes. Okay, which will undergo mitosis. So I want you to know what is the difference between mitosis and the meiosis now. Then only I can move forward. So anybody please tell me in the chat box what is the difference between mitosis or the meiosis. Or if anyone you know, I want an answer. Okay, what do you think? There is something like equational division, reductional division, right? Can you recall it? Yeah, go for it. Which is equational, which is reductional? I want an answer. Mitosis is equational division. Very good, similar. See, I will tell you the difference now. One is mitosis, Raju. Mitosis equal, meiosis, red. Okay, reduction. Good. Shashank. Very good. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Mitosis and the meiosis, right? Very good. Everybody are telling very good. So mitosis is a equational division. What do you mean by equational? If 2n cell is there, it will again forms a 2n. Okay, that is equational division. Meiosis is a reductional division, 2n, which forms into n, right? This much. But we also know there is a meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Who doesn't know there is a meiosis 1 and meiosis 2? Everybody know, right? This is the what crash course, and everybody has to know this. I think if you don't know, then I feel very bad for them. Okay, meiosis 1 is a reductional division. If 2n forms into n, now I want answer from any random person. N which becomes what? Matlab, meiosis 2 is a reductional division or equational division. That much only I want. Then we can go very fast. Meiosis 1 is a reductional division. Meiosis 2 is what? Equational. Very good, Shashank. Okay, Shruti. Great. Equation. Okay. So that is the final answer. So it is a equational division which gives n to n, which cannot be n by 2, right? This is not, cannot be done. Very good. Equational. So that's how it is. Let's go forward. Okay. Otherwise, I'll kill your time and it is only 1 hour. I have to complete everything. Fine. The spermatogonia is a cell which have to undergo the mitosis, means equational division, which forms a primary spermatocyte. See, 2n is there. Here also 2n is there. Equational division done. Next, second is spermatocyte. Here the meiosis is going to take place. The first meiosis. So that is reductional division. That's why only n is there. Next, which forms a spermatids. Here the meiosis 2 is going to take place. Means equational division. So again n is there. The last is spermatozoa. Spermatozoa means which gives a tail and which helps for the movement. That's it. Spermatozoa. Remember, zoa means movement. Okay. Whatever the cells are there for the particular cell, the tail is going to form and it's going to move. That's it. Okay. I'm going to tell you once again. Spermatogonia is the cell which goes in to form primary spermatocytes and then secondary spermatocytes and then spermatids. Finally, with the tail, it forms a spermatozoa. Okay, so this is how it is formed. Is anybody having any doubt in this? If you understood mitosis and the meiosis correctly, then there is no issue with there is no doubt itself. Okay, shall I go next? Yeah, let's go for this female part. Okay, let's finish this also. Oogenesis. Wherever there is male and female structures are there, or there is a division which is given here, like a gametogenesis, just compare them both of it. Take a sheet and then write down both of them on the together with a line in between. See what is the exact difference that you are going through. Okay. See, spermatogenesis is done. Now we are going to oogenesis. Almost similar, but I want you to understand how it is different. So oogonia is the cell which is present inside the ova or egg, right? Oogonia. So that is 2n, right? That is 2n. It is undergoing mitosis, means again 2n, okay, which forms a primary oocyte. And again, which is undergoing meiosis, means it's a reductional division. Meiosis 1, that is secondary oocyte. Now it is again undergoing meiosis 2, means it's a equational division, right? Yeah. Okay. So from oogonia, it is forming primary oocyte, secondary oocyte, and the final is ovum. Okay. This is how it is formed. Oogonia is the cell which is present inside the ovaries, from which it is forming ovum. Before we only learned ovum is present in the ovary, ovum is present in the ovary, right? But how it is formed? That is what here. Oogonia say primary oocyte, secondary oocyte, and finally ovum. That's it. Ma'am, what is this, ma'am? Second polar body, something is given. Do anybody can anybody say what is this polar body? What will happen to polar body? Can anybody tell me if you know? See, here also division is taking place. But we are majorly concentrating on oocyte, oocyte. Where does the primary polar body and the secondary polar body is going? They will degenerate. Very good, Lamari. Perfect answer. They will degenerate. Remember, what will happen to polar body? They will get degenerated. Okay, that's why we'll not consider as a cell, or will not consider as a it's a that's going to form an ovum or something. Where it's gonna degenerate. Okay. So this is what it is, the gametogenesis. So here one more structure is there. I'll tell you how it is. See, okay, these are the blood vessels that you know. Here the primary follicle, here the primary oocyte is there. Here, sorry, oogonia is there in the middle. The oogonia is surrounded by some of the follicular cells. Now that cells itself, what happened? That itself, we call it as a primary follicle. If it is forming too many cells, we call it as a secondary follicle. If it is forming more number of cells, along with some antrum, a cavity, then we call it as a tertiary follicle. Okay. Oocyte is there inside. Okay. But outside, the follicular cells have been formed little bit more and then more and more with the antrum cavity. Fine. And that only follicle which forms so much and then which becomes a Graafian follicle. Okay. During ovulation, what happens? This Graafian follicle used to rupture it, and then the oocyte, which is already present inside and which is forming into ovum from all the procedure, the ovum is gonna release it. This is what the ovum, we get it. Okay. And then finally, the Graafian follicle is left. So that Graafian follicle, which converts into corpus luteum. Okay. I'll tell you in the next slide what the use of this corpus luteum. Okay. You understood this whole concept? Is any doubt is there? I want, uh, I want you to tell me if you get it or not. Then I'll move forward. Understood? No doubt, ma'am. Very good. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask. You understood also, give me a thumbs up or just say anything so that I'll move forward. Okay. Fine. So we have seen the gametogenesis, spermatogenesis, and the oogenesis. Now, through the genesis, what we got? What we got? Sperm we got. Here, ovum we got. Right? That's the primary sex organ. right? So, sorry, that's primary sex organ is testis, from which, sorry, testis from which sperm is formed. Ovaries is a sex organ from which ovum is formed. These are the gametes. Okay, fine. So let's see now the structure of sperm. Head is there, middle piece is there, tail is there. Like the sperm is divided into three major parts. Okay. In the head region, you have to remember this. Acrosome is a part. Okay. Acrosome is a part which is formed where the enzymes are present. Okay. Which helps to penetrate inside the ovum. For example, if this is a sperm and it is going, okay. So if it is a ovum, okay, it has to penetrate, right? So in the sperm, the front part which is made up of a acrosome. So the acrosome is having a enzymes, okay, lytic enzymes that helps to like this scroll, and then it helps to open the wall layers and then move inside. Okay. Why the acrosome is needed? It's because it's having an enzyme which helps to penetrate inside the ovum. Second one, in the middle piece, you can see the mitochondria which is present. What is called as mitochondria is also called as dash. Who will tell the answer? Very simple. A small kid will also tell. Mitochondria is also called as a powerhouse of a cell, right? So why? Because it provides energy. That's why. So it is providing energy. Okay. Why it is providing energy? Why the energy is needed for the sperm? Powerhouse of the cell. Very good, Navashri. So why it is producing energy? What is the necessary? Because the sperm has to move, right? It cannot stand. It has to move fast. To move fast, it needs energy. The energy is given by the mitochondria. Understood? And the last part is the tail part. Done. Let's see the ovum part also. The ovum, it is made up of layers, zona pellucida layer, and then cells of corona radiata, and then again the cell membrane inside. Pervitelline space. Okay, that is the inside wala space which is present. You can see here. I'll make it little bigger for you. Hmm. See, this is the outer part which is in the this is all are a cells of corona radiate. The green color which you can see is a zona pellucida. The pink color which you can see inside is pervitelline space. Okay. So if the sperm has to move inside, it has to go through all these layers and penetrate inside. Okay. Remember. Sure. So this is the structure of a sperm and the ovum. Let's go for the next one, that is menstrual cycle. Okay, very interesting and important concept. Okay, everybody has to focus and understand. So, in the menstrual cycle, you come across four major phases. It's better, I think I'll explain you in this phase, in this slide. See, the first phase is called as a menstruation phase. Okay. So after attaining the puberty, okay, a girl will get a menstruation in the first 1 to 5 days. That is what menstruation phase. Next, the sixth day to 13th day, whatever it's there, we call it as a follicular phase or proliferative phase. What is the meaning of proliferation? Do anybody know that? What happens exactly in the follicular? We know that menstruation phase, okay, menstruation takes place means the bleeding takes place. How the bleeding takes place? By the breakdown of which membrane? Endometrial layer, right? So breakdown of endometrium layer that causes a menstruation. Okay, very good. Endo. Okay, Raju. Next, after menstruation, very good, Shreya. I want answer for this. After menstruation, this phase is there, na? 6th to 13th. What is that? Follicular phase. Why it is there? See, endometrium layers that's already gone in the menstruation phase, that already proliferated. Almost it's been completely gone, half and half. Okay. Now it has to rebuild again, right? For example, if a very heavy rainfall takes place and your home completely like went, completely gone, release of ova occurs in this phase. No, 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 not exactly here. It happens in the ovulatory phase, that is on the 14th day. Okay. One more, it is not mentioned here, ovulation phase. I'll tell you, I was giving one example, right? For example, think your home is completely destroyed. What you will make? You will try to form it again, right? Right? So that is what the proliferation. Endometrium layer is completely gone and you have to construct again, rebuild again. Very good. Regeneration of endometrium layer. That is what happens in the second one. This is the first. That's what happens in the second. That is follicular phase. The third phase is what we call it as a ovulation phase. Somebody has told that answer that ovulation takes place. Ovulation means release of ova, right? The ova, the egg has been released. So that happens in the third phase, that is ovulation. After the release of ova, what happens? I told you this Graafian follicle are left. What it will become? It will become this yellow color wala. What is this? Corpus luteum. Okay, this is corpus luteum. That's why we call it as a luteal phase. That's it. Very easy, right? The fourth one we call it as a luteal phase. Okay, which is also called as secretory phase, the secretion of some of the hormones that takes place. That's why. Okay, the last one, so it's done. Luteal phase is from 15 to 28. On the 29th or the first, again the next cycle, matlab next menstruation that again starts. Okay, are you clear with this? Once again, I'm going to repeat and understand it clearly. Let's go forward. First one is the menstruation phase, first 1 to 5th. Okay, that where the menses takes place, endometrium layer, which shed off. Second, endometrium layer again starts reformation. That's what proliferation or the follicular phase. The third one, ovulatory phase. The ova has been released. The fourth one, after releasing ova, whatever the Graafian follicle are left, that is forming a yellow color wala structure, that is corpus luteum. That corpus luteum is going to form some of the hormones. That's why we call it as a secretory phase or luteal phase. Okay. After all this, again, the next cycle starts. Same. After 1 month, almost 1 month, right? 29 days. So again starts with the menses, again. It's the same procedures. Okay. So when the menstruation first time takes place for the women, okay, in during the puberty. So the first menstruation, that is what we call it as menarche. And the last menstruation where it will end, it will completely stop the process of menstruation. She will not no more get the menses again. So that is what we call it as a menopause. Just is a pause. Pause means, stop. Stoppage of menses is called as a menopause. Okay, it will happen around the age of 50. So menarche that happens around the age of 12, 13, but it is varying nowadays according to this generation. But yeah, they will not ask for the age. Just remember, it happens in the puberty. For the first time it happens, it's called menarche. Okay. Are you all clear with this? I want thumbs up from your side so that I'll move forward. Go on. Everybody want, I want thumbs up. Fast, fast, fast. So that I'll move forward. Then I'll understand that you understood the concept. Okay. Fine. Not getting any replies. Yeah, very good, Navashri. Great. Any others? Chalo. We'll go for the next. That is the fertilization and the implantation. The last part. Very good, Lamari. So the sperms are already formed. We know. Ovum is also formed. We know. We know there is a process that happens called insemination. Right? What is insemination? Can anybody tell me? The sperm that goes from the external genitalia of a male to an external genitalia of a female. Through that, it will move inside the vagina, right? We know that the male external genitalia is a penis. The female external genitalia is a vagina. From penis to vagina, from the external genitalia, the sperm goes. And through vagina, the sperm enters inside, right? That's what here. It will enter through vagina. Again, it will go to cervical canal. I told you, explain the structures, and which will go to the innermost part, that is uterus, and then it will goes to isthmus. Isthmus is a, can you recall where it comes, isthmus? The fallopian tube, right? Infundibulum, isthmus, ampulla, ampulla, isthmus, right? Yeah. So where exactly the fertilization in ampullary junction? So here ovum comes, which comes to a fimbriae, is a finger-like structure. See, here I explained you where. Ah, here I explained you about the three parts, that is infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus, right? So in front of the infundibulum, there is one more finger-like structure. That finger-like is called as fimbriae. Remember, very easy, finger-like fimbriae. Okay. Ma'am, insemination, one more time. Okay, okay. I'm going to explain you. See, one second. See, the finger-like, remember, very easy, FF, finger-like is called fimbriae. Okay. From the fimbriae, it goes, the first part of a fallopian tube is infundibulum. Okay, don't get confused. The finger-like is in fimbriae and infundibulum and ampulla and isthmus. Okay. I just went there again to explain you so that you should not get confused. Ovum is formed. It's like finger-like structure will carry the ovum. I told you that's the fimbriae, and which will go to infundibulum and it will go to ampulla, right? So finally, in the ampulla isthmic junction, where the fertilization that takes place. When the fertilization takes place, which forms a zygote. After zygote, which forms a embryo. Right? This is the process that happens in the fertilization. Again, I'm telling sperms, ova. Sperm from vagina, cervical canal, uterus, isthmus, which will go here. Ova from the fimbriae infundibulum again comes to isthmic. They both meet at the same point. That is ampullary isthmic junction, where the fertilization takes place, which forms a zygote. Zygote which develop into a embryo. Then, yeah, somebody asked, ma'am, explain once again the insemination, right? It's important to know. See, generally, whenever they ask what is fertilization, we just say sperm and the ovum meet together to form, fertilize together to form. But how the sperm meets the egg, right? So that's the question. How the sperm meets the egg? Through external genitalia. Okay. So internal genitalia, from the internal genitalia, they cannot meet. So external genitalia in the male is penis. External genitalia in the female is vagina. Okay. From the penis to the vagina, okay, the meeting takes place through which the sperm moves from penis to vagina. Very simple. Through vagina, again it will go through a uterus and then which will go to a fallopian tube. Understood? This is what the way of it. Understood? That's what the insemination. Insemination means the where the penis is inserting in the vagina through which sperms is being transferred. That's what the insemination. That's it. Okay. Understood? Shall we go for the next? That is the fertilization and the implantation. Are you all clear with this concept? Shall we go? Navashri, Raju, fine? Chal. So already now the fertilization has taken place. The zygote is formed. Now, what is cleavage, ma'am? Ma'am, what is cleavage? Can anybody tell me what is cleavage? If you know the answer. Yeah, I'm waiting. Division of cells is called cleavage. Meiotic division of zygote in zygote is called cleavage. Okay, good. See, just think, remember that, see here, you can see this, right? Hmm. This is what ovary, where ova is produced, which has been taken by fimbriae, and then infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus. Here it goes. Okay. From here, ova is going. Matlab, ova is going. Here, I told you fertilization takes place. Sperm will also come here, and the egg is also there. They both meet together. Okay. And there is a fertilization. When the fertilization takes place, zygote is going to form. Okay. Zygote is a 2n that we know. It is like this. Okay. Zygote moves through the isthmus of the oviduct. Very good, Shreya. So, okay, I'm going there. So this is the zygote. From the fallopian tube or the oviduct, okay, it will move to this uterus, right? So that procedure, we call it as a cleavage, remember. Also, what is happening in that process? The 2n cell, the zygote, is dividing and going, right? 2n is forming into a 4n. 4 it is forming. And again it is forming into 8. And again it is forming into 16. It's becoming double. 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. Okay, the division is happening and the zygote is moving to a uterus, right? So that's the process is what we call it as a cleavage. Remember? Done. So now I told you 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 18 to 16 cell division takes place. So the 8 to 16 cell stage is there, and that is what we call it as a morula. Morula is a stage, okay? The cell stage. So finally, after 16th stage, it will become a big structure, okay, where inside so many cells have been already divided. That is what we call it as a blastocyst. Okay. But blastocyst is not arranged randomly. It is arranged in a particular manner. This is what the structure of blastocyst. Okay. So from the outside, one layer, thin layer is formed that everything is cell. The outside one layer is formed like that, arranged, like see for example, when there is assembly program or something, you will go and arrange in proper order, right? So it also from the beginning it is like however it is coming, but when it comes to blastocyst, it will arrange in a proper way. Okay, the outside one thin layer which is forming, that is what we call it as a tropoplast. Okay, inside cell, what is there? That is what we call it as a inner cell mass. Okay. So why it is becoming there and here, ma'am? In assembly program also, some people will go on the stage and do the program, right? Others will stand there, right? So they are having their own process. So here also the tropoplast outside, which is giving a nourishment, okay, which is giving a nutrition, nourishment for the inner cell mass. Okay, the inner cell mass is very important now because that is only is going to form into embryo in future. Understood? Clear? Zygote is there. From where the zygote formed? Sperm and the ovum meet together to form a two-cell stage. That is what the zygote. Cleavage, cells have been dividing and moving to a uterus. And it is forming 8 to 16 blastoma stage. And the last stage, we call it as a blastocyst, where it externally one layer and internally the cells have been arranged. The internal cells are again transforming into a embryo. Got it? After this, okay, this blastocyst is the stage which is getting embedded in the endometrium layer. You know endometrium layer, right? So where in the uterus, the layers are there, the three layers are there. So the endometrium layer is the innermost layer that we know. Innermost, right? The innermost layer which is formed. To that innermost layer, this blastocyst is coming and attaching. Okay, embedding. Embedded means coming and attaching. That process, what we call it as a implantation. They may ask, what is implantation? The attachment of, you cannot say the cells, you cannot say the embryo. You can only say the attachment of a blastocyst stage, okay, to the endometrium. That's what we call it as a implantation. Okay, very simple. Chalo. So let's finish this. We have very less time. Hope you're understanding. Okay. I want you to thumbs up or give a thumbs up or say anything if you understood or not. So let me go forward. Okay. Let me finish this. Fine. After all this process, the pregnancy, very good, Naveshri. Pregnancy and the embryonic development is going to take place liminally. Very good. So now we already now understood that embryo is going to form. Till that we understood, right? You are clear. Now, embryo means a small baby, right? Which is not completely converted into baby, a small baby. So this is what embryo. So for that baby, it is not eating anything, it is not having any energy, it want nutrition, right? So from where does it get nutrition? Definitely through mother. Okay, if mother is there, inside the mother womb, there is a baby. Whatever the mother eats, it will transfer to a baby. Okay, whatever the baby's waste is there, that also comes out of this. So there is something is needed, right? So that connectivity, we call it as a placenta. Okay, the placenta is a structural and functional unit of a fetus, you can say. And what is structural and functional unit? See, for example, if there is a cell, what is the structural and functional unit of cell? Can anybody say this? Very easy. What is the structural and functional unit of cell? Nobody? Of course, nucleus, right? That's what the structural and functional unit of cell. So, matlab, very important that means. So, for a fetus, for a baby, very important is the placenta. That's why we call the structural and functional unit of fetus is placenta. It is between fetus and the maternal body. Okay, between that it is formed. Nucleus. Oh, okay, very good, Shreya. So it is formed by the integration of chorionic villi and the uterine tissue. Now, what is this? Are you all getting it? I'll tell you. Chorionic villi. It's a villi. See, villi means it's a finger-like. Remember. So here, the finger-like structures are there, right? The villi. This is all a villi. Okay, this is all we call it as a chorionic villi, which is formed. Uterine tissue means the tissues which are formed. Three tissue: endometrium, myometrium, and the ectometrium. All the three tissues, the whole uterine tissues are there, and the villi are there. They all combine together to form one canal. Okay. So that canal or the mediation which is formed, that is what we call it as a placenta. Placenta is between the mother's body and the fetus. Okay. That's what our placenta. Fine. So what it does, I already told you, whatever the nutrients, food, oxygen supply is needed from the mother to the fetus, it is giving. And we humans will take the oxygen arms and will leave the carbon dioxide, right? So what does the baby do inside it? It will also take the oxygen from the mother and it will also remove the carbon dioxide. But the removed carbon dioxide or the excretory waste which is there, so that will comes out through that placenta. Okay. And it will comes out. That's how it is. Okay. So just the placenta is like a medium, okay, through which nutrition is going, everything is going, and all the wastes are coming out. Okay, all the carbon dioxide is coming out. How good the mechanism is, right? Yeah. So it acts as an endocrine gland. It secretes. The placenta acts as a gland. We know what the glands do. We already studied in previous slides. The glands do. It produces some of the hormones which are helpful. So this is also a gland. This placenta is just like a gland. It acts as a gland which produces human chorionic gonadotropin is a hormone, and then HPL is a hormone, estrogen, progesterone, relaxin, all these are the hormones this placenta is producing. Remember, these names are very, 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 very important. Okay. Progesterone, estrogen, you can remember. Relaxin, you can remember. HCG, HPL, you remember. Okay, human chorionic gonadotropin, human placental lactogen. Lactogen is when needed after a pregnancy, right? After when a baby needs a milk. Relaxin during delivery. Okay, estrogen, progesterone, that is also needed. Progesterone is all needed in the pregnancy only. And then chorionic gonadotropin hormone is also needed. So this is all the hormones which are produced by placenta, remember. Okay. What is the function of HCG? Human chorionic gonadotropin. Okay. The chorionic gonadotropin, it produces two. One is a LH, one is a FSH. If you can remember. Do you remember that LH and FSH? Luteinizing hormone and the follicular stimulating hormone. So those two are also produced by HCG. Okay. That LH, that stimulates the Leydig cells. FSH stimulates the Sertoli cells. That helps in the spermatogenesis and the spermiation. Okay. Uh, yes, ma'am, I remember. Very good. Who asked this question? That person has to remember. I want that person to remember. If you remember, just tell me. Otherwise, I won't. I'll explain you in the last if everything is done. Uh, okay. So we'll go for the next now. So when a baby is there, small baby, okay, it's a feet, the embryo which is there, the 1 month embryo, okay, during formation of 1 month, matlab 4 weeks, heart is formed. The first heartbeat is listened, okay, then only we'll confirm, okay, there is a baby. During 2nd month, the limbs and the digit. Digit means the leg wala fingers, limbs, digits, all the leg and fingers. Okay, this all is formed in the 2nd month. And the 12 weeks, 12 means around 3 months, right? When it comes to 3 months, it is a first trimester. Tri means three, mister. Trimester, first trimester is 3rd month. Here the second trimester means 6 months. Okay, getting it? So for the first month it's only heart. 2nd month, limbs and digits are formed. In the first trimester, they can question you any sense. They can question first trimester. They can question 3 months. They can also question 12 weeks. But you have to make sure don't get confused. Okay. The major organs are produced. The genital organs, the gonads, all these are produced. The kidney. Okay, everything is produced here. The 3rd week, sorry, 3rd month. And the 5th month, where the hairs are present on the head, a little bit hairs will form. Okay, the first movement of a fetus that takes place. Okay, this all happens in the fifth. And the last, when the 6 months is completed, complete wherever the hair, whole body, wherever it's the hair is required on the head, eyebrows, eyelids, right? These are all get separated eyelids. Till that it will be closed. So this is all formed in the 6 months. When the complete 9 months get over, it's a ready. The baby is completely ready for the delivery. Okay. I know everybody will remember everything, but this trimester, I want you to remember correctly what happens and what it is also called. First trimester, 3 months or 12 weeks. Just make sure you remember. Okay. Fine. The last slide of this class. Okay. That is the parturition and the lactation. Can anybody tell me what is parturition? I want answers from you. I want to see that are you all active or not. Yeah. What is parturition? Delivery. Very good, Navashri. Raju, Simran. Very good. Very good. So the last part, right? So very good, Lumari. So from the beginning, we already saw gametogenesis. We saw. Can anybody say now? Come with me. Gametogenesis, where the formation of gametes happen. Then what happened? Can anybody tell me? Gametes have been formed. The gametes are sperm and ova. Right. Next, what happened? Insemination. I told you that takes place where the penis comes inside the vagina and the sperms moves to inside the vagina, right? Then when both comes together and meet, fertilization takes place, right? Then what happens? What happens? Embryo formation, zygote and the embryo formation. And then the 9 month period. Okay, lactation, already lactation. Okay, you're telling the meaning of it. Very good. Okay. So after this, the 9 month period, we call it as a gestation period. Remember, please don't forget, it's a gestation period for the 9 months. After that, there is a delivery. That is what we call it as a parturition. Okay. Then after the delivery, what happens? Lactation, that is a milk production that takes place, right? So this is the process: gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, and the 9 month period where the baby is inside the mother, it's gestation. Okay, and then the parturition, then the lactation. Okay. So how the parturition takes place, it's also important, right? So I already told you placenta is like a structural and functional unit, right? So the placenta is very important. That only will gives a signal. Matlab, okay, the baby is already 9 months and it is ready to deliver. Okay, the placenta will send a signal, which will little bit contraction happens, uterus and all will contraction means you right, you know, right? Like it's like a rubber, it extends and then contracts. So like that it happens, the uterus. So the placenta will gives a signal. Okay, so when there is a contraction, it's called as a fetal ejection reflex. Matlab fetus is ready to comes out. Okay, so then oxytocin from the pituitary gland of a mother, from the mother pituitary gland, oxytocin hormone is released. When that hormone is released, again and again contraction takes place, again and again hormone is released. This process happens continuously. Contraction, oxytocin, contraction, oxytocin. Finally, parturition is taken place where the birth of a baby is happens. So after that, the lactation is important where the milk is being produced from mammary gland that we know, ampulla, tube, and all we saw that. The starting when the mother is producing a baby, the color of milk will be lightly yellowish. Okay, it's not completely white, it's yellowish because there is a presence of antibodies, very rich in high antibodies, which gives a resistance to the body. Okay, the fetus, the baby, sorry, now already the baby, right? When the baby takes the milk of a mother, it's very sensitive, right, at that moment. So it needs antibodies to fight against the small disease, and it needs resistance. That's why colostrum is very very helpful. Whenever this mother goes to a doctor, they will first say that the mother's milk is very important because it's having antibodies. Okay, so this is the end of the class. So the time has already been done. So I thought I wanted to solve some of the questions, but it's okay. I want to answer for this one question. Uh, Read it fast. I'll give you a little time. I want you to answer this so that we'll see. We'll try to solve one or two questions. Okay. See, the first one. During menstruation, see, there are two statements. One is assertion, one is reason. During menstrual cycle, the ovulation takes place approximately 14th day, it is telling. See, ma'am, who is that? Nelly Shruti. Okay. Second, it is telling, okay, LH in the middle of, okay, okay. Very good. So I'll tell you the answer. The right answer is C. Very good. I'm very happy that you told the right answer because both the assertion and the reason is true. Okay, and it is also correct example. Very good, Navashri. Fine, let's go for the next question. Solve it fast. There is no time. Arrange the following parts in human memory gland. I told you, right? So this question will come, Mantha. See, so many neat papers will have this question. So you have to arrange it in a proper way. Go for it. What comes first? I'll give you one hint. Alveolus comes first. Very good, Stefan. Streya, Helena. Okay, perfect. Is the right answer. First is the C, alveolus. Okay, and the E, mammary tubule, and then mammary duct, and then ampulla, and then lactoferrous. Good, good, Simran, good. And next, which of the following is not a component of fallopian tube? Very good. Yay. Okay. Can raise the pole also, na? Mm, yeah, yeah. I think pole is now coming. Very good. Yay, yay, yay. Very good. Uterine fundus is not a component of fallopian tube. Isthmus, infundibulum, and ampulla. Very good. Very good. Very good. Let's go for the last. Mm, hmm. Okay, you cannot see. You can see, right? Hmm. Oh, A, C, D. What's the question? The presence or absence of hymen is not a reliable indicator of a virginity, right? The hymen is shown during the first coitus only. So they're telling during first coitus only the hymen is broken. I told you vagina is there. The vaginal covering is what hymen. What I told you. Hymen can be broken by anything, right? By exercise, by horse riding or anything. So first one is right. Second one is not right. So statement one is true. Statement two is false. This is the right answer. Who has given A and D? Huh? Make sure it's not the right answer. Okay, the last question. Mm, yeah, answer this fast. Let me finish it. Identify the correct option. What is A? What is B? What is C? What is D? I told you in very brief, right? GnRH, gonadotropin hormone, which forms LH and dashan. What is that? What's that? Fast. It's FSH, right? Very good. First one you are telling. LH, which produces what? Luteinizing hormone, right? This FSH, which produces what? Sertoli, which helps in Sertoli. And this is forming spermatids. This is forming spermiogenesis. Option A is the right and very good. All of you, four of you have answered. Very good, very good. Chal. So I hope you understood the class. I'm very happy that you have nicely reacted, and I hope you all understood the concept. Okay. Chalo. We'll meet in the next class. Okay. Chalo. Bye bye.